It's funny. For every horror movie I see that ends up blowing my mind and being one of the best movies of the year, there are like 5 to 10 other horror movies that are just bland, cliched, awful messes. Hi everybody, Anthony here from Awesome Anthony Productions, and today I'm going to give you my review of The Strangers Chapter 1. But before we get started, you know exactly what to do. At the end of the video, if you think I've earned it, please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. Now let's get into it. The third movie in the Strangers franchise after the 2008 film with Liv Tyler and Scott Speedman, and the 2018 sequel Prey at Night starring Christina Hendricks and Martin Henderson, Chapter 1 is a prequel, remake, reimagining, no idea what to call it. The marketing's presented it as the origin of the Strangers, but it takes place in modern day with cell phones and Airbnbs.
But it doesn't make any sense.
Directed by Renny Harlin, the premise is pretty much the exact same as the last two, with the couple Maya, played by Madeline Pesh, and Ryan, played by Freud Gutierrez, on vacation doing a cross-country road trip to celebrate their 5-year anniversary. After a pit stop in a small town in Oregon, though, they realize that their car needs a repair, so they're forced to spend the night in a remote Airbnb in the middle of the woods. Not long after getting settled in, a familiar part of these movies comes in.
Is Tamara here?
From there, Maya and Ryan spend the night being terrorized by a trio of mysterious, merciless strangers as they do what they can to stay together and survive. Okay, I've officially let you wait long enough to hear what I actually think about this movie. It f***ing sucks! I'm doing my review. I wasn't expecting much though, because I wasn't really that big of a fan of the last two movies to begin with. The first one just didn't have much going for it aside from jump scares and long scenes of Liv Tyler walking around her house while you've got a stranger out of focus in the background. It just felt like the same thing over and over again.
Ooh, I am so scared.
The second one fixed a lot of problems that the first one had in my opinion by having the lead characters be a family, while actually having them fight back every now and then, with the pool scene being a total highlight of the film. But the characters were so stupid and unlikable that movie was annoying for a completely different reason. Instead of learning the mistakes from both of these movies and making what could have been a modern classic, Chapter 1 takes my main two complaints from both of those movies and just puts them together. Not only is the movie incredibly slow with nothing but jump scares and shots of the strangers to get under your skin, but these two lead characters are completely insufferable morons who have the worst reactions to anything dangerous. You know what? This is pointless.
What?
If you've seen any number of mediocre slasher or home invasion movies in the past, you know what this movie has in store. From the jump scares to the terrible decision making. Seriously, if someone's holding your significant other, don't try to shoot them with a shotgun. And everything in between with the writing, character, and pacing departments. And the acting? It's right about on par with that too.
Everything sucks.
This one's never really anything other than frustrating or boring, and it really gave me a lot more appreciation for the last two films, especially Prey at Night. Like the fact that Prey at Night centers on 4 main characters instead of 2, giving us more to play with in terms of how much on-screen violence we see, as well as giving us more to play with the setting with having the characters split into 2 different groups. Hell, it even attempted some emotional resonance in there by having the characters be a family, even though it didn't really pay off. Or the fact that, in Prey at Night, even though the characters are insufferable, they eventually decided to stop messing around and start to fight back in that movie, giving it a much more interesting back and forth dynamic between the strangers and the main characters, instead of just a simple cat and mouse chase throughout the entire movie. But this one, there's really nothing to say about it. It follows the exact same formula as the original film and does nothing to improve on it, and in a lot of cases is actually worse. It even repeats one of the twists of the first movie to hilarious results. And the fact that this is the first in an already completed trilogy with everything set to come out within the next year did not do much for me either, especially considering this followed pretty much the exact same formula of the first film up until the very end, but has a very tacked on scene with a to be continued on there. Unless I hear that they've dramatically changed it up for the next entry, which considering it's already done, they probably did not, I'll probably be skipping it in theaters. Who am I kidding? Even if it's terrible, I'll probably see it just so I can review it. Anyway, this is another pretty disappointing entry in an already lame franchise. One that hits every cliche in the home invasion movie playbook and still struggles to make even that interesting. And that's my review of The Strangers Chapter 1. If you like this review, you know exactly what to do. Please leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell so you never miss any of my new reviews. While you're at it, you can scroll down in the description below, find the links to my socials, leave a comment, let me know if you saw this movie and what you thought. And if you want more of my content, you can click or tap on these cards right here. I'll take you to my review of Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, or just over to my channel where you can check out my reviews, my shorts, and my old shit. Thanks for watching everybody, and I will see you next week for my review of If.